There's an ancient oath buried in the brittle dust of Scripture, one so radical, so raw, it cuts through the static of modern manhood like a blade through silk. I made a covenant with my eyes not to look lustfully at a young woman. Job 31:1. For the Christian man straddling the digital deluge of dopamine and degradation, this verse isn't just old-school wisdom, it's war paint. It's rebellion. It's a manifesto for those of us tired of being soft, sedated, and spiritually neutered. This isn't your grandma's purity talk. This isn't about blushing at bikinis or awkward youth group lessons about guarding your heart. No, this is blood and bone theology for the battle-scarred and sin-stained. This is about reclaiming your eyes as weapons of worship, not windows into worldly rot. This is the blueprint for a new breed of men, spiritually savage, sexually disciplined, fierce in faith, and gloriously untamed. Because the truth is this: porn is not passive, lust is not neutral. What you watch is watching you back. And what enters through your eyes does not exit without leaving claw marks on your soul. Every pixel of pornographic poison is a lie laced in pleasure. It's sin wrapped in seduction. It whispers promises it never intends to keep, and robs you of the very thing it mimics: intimacy, strength, connection, wholeness. You think you're the master of your own screen? Nah, bro, you're being mastered slowly, silently, surgically. I've been there. I've stared into that blue-lit abyss at 2 a.m., chasing phantom fantasies that left me emptier with each click. I've felt the shame that coats your skin like spiritual tar. I've hated my reflection. I've prayed through gritted teeth and wept like a fool. But Job's ancient fire branded something on my brain. I made a covenant with my eyes. Not a suggestion, not a gentle nudge, a covenant. That's marriage language. That's battlefield legalese. That's soul swearing. And once I saw it for what it was, a warrior vow, I knew passivity was no longer an option. Let's call it what it is. Lust is spiritual cowardice. It is the retreat of a man too weak to fight, too numb to feel, too selfish to serve. Porn isn't edgy. It's not rebellious. It's boring, predictable, engineered. A simulation. A sugar-coated simulation of sacredness. Like trying to survive on smoke instead of fire. The godly man doesn't chase fantasy. He cultivates reality. He doesn't consume women. He protects them. He doesn't grovel to temptation. He crushes it beneath his feet like a serpent's skull. And here's the kicker. The world is desperate for men like that. Men who are dangerous to darkness. Men who are hard to manipulate because their souls are disciplined. Men who are so full of God, there's no vacancy left for lust. Real masculinity isn't measured by body count or bravado. It's measured by how well you master yourself in secret. Because your screen doesn't lie. Your tabs testify. Your search history is a spiritual biography. What you watch when no one's watching reveals who you really are. And bro, I say that not to shame you, but to wake you the heck up. You were not built for bondage. You were built for glory. You were built to lead, to love, to reign. But you cannot wear a crown if you're still bowing to pixels. Job's covenant isn't just a filter for your eyes. It's a furnace for your soul. It refines. It burns. It exposes everything flammable and leaves only faith behind. To say, I made a covenant, is to chain your gaze to holiness. It's to see women as sisters, not objects. To see sex as sacred, not a game. It's to refuse to flirt with fire, even if the flames feel warm. You want power? Train your eyes. You want peace? Guard your gaze. You want presence? Starve the lust that distracts and devours. Every time you resist, you rewire. Every time you say no, you're saying yes to something greater, something higher, something eternal. And don't let the culture clown you. They mock virginity but praise STDs. They laugh at purity but cry when marriages crumble. They celebrate freedom while shackled to shame. The world says follow your heart, but Scripture says the heart is deceitful. The world says indulge, but Christ says take up your cross. We were never called to blend in. We were called to stand out like a torch in the tomb. When Job made his covenant, he wasn't a teenager. He was a grown man, weathered and wise. And yet, he still knew the danger of untrained eyes. In a world with no OnlyFans, no TikTok thirst traps, no Instagram influencers, he still guarded his gaze. How much more must we? If you walk around spiritually naked in a porn-slicked age, don't be surprised when your soul gets mugged in the alleyway of compromise. The algorithm is not your ally. It is designed to bait your flesh and bankrupt your faith. Every scroll is a sniper shot. Every ad is a demon dressed as dopamine. But we are not defenseless. We are not destined to lose. We have eyes that can be trained. We have hands that can turn off the phone. We have knees that can kneel. We have a God who doesn't just forgive the fallen, he resurrects them. Brothers, listen, your masculinity isn't toxic, it's sacred, but it must be tamed, it must be submitted, it must be sanctified. Fire is beautiful when contained in the fireplace, but when it rages through your house, it devours everything you love. Lust is fire without boundaries, and it will burn through your purpose, your relationships, your worship, and your mind, until there's nothing left but smoke and regret. But covenant is the water that quenches. It is the fence that keeps wolves at bay. It is the secret sauce of spiritual success. You want to be a high-value man? Be holy, be disciplined, be faithful, because any guy can slide into DMs and double-tap a bikini pic, but a real man, a Job 31:1 man, he makes a covenant and keeps it, even when it hurts, even when it's lonely, even when no one else claps. And what you'll find on the other side of that self-denial is strength. Not swagger, not fake alpha energy, but the quiet, dangerous strength of a man who cannot be bribed by beauty or broken by lust. A man whose eyes are locked on heaven. A man who makes demons nervous when he wakes up. A man who will raise daughters to know they're more than bodies, and sons who learn that strength is not domination, but self-control. So here I am, not perfect, not polished, but present, alive, awake. I have scars where chains used to be. I have stories I wish I could rewrite, but I also have fire in my bones. I've tasted the bitter fruit of lust and spit it out for good. I made a covenant with my eyes, not because I'm strong, but because God is. Not because I never fall, but because I know how to fight. And I invite you to join me. Be the outlier. Be the man who makes purity punk again. Be the one who trains his eyes like a soldier sharpens a blade. Walk away from the world's empty wells and drink deep from the living water. Stop surviving on shadows when the light is calling. Your legacy starts with your eyes. Your destiny is one decision away, and that covenant, make it today.
Smash that like button, drop a comment, and hit subscribe. Then check out Faith Mode, where premium streetwear meets gospel grit. faithmode.com